Can money buy happiness? It's a question that's vexed humans for centuries. From the discontented kings of old to the sad, rich ambition demons surrounding me here in Manhattan. But no matter how many times it's posed in clickbait articles and pop science podcasts, we simply can't seem to find an answer. But I'm about to change that. I'm here at the happiest place on earth, Harvard Business School. I was in this ivied oasis to meet the man who both wrote a book and talked the TED on money and happiness.
Michael Norton is a professor here at Harvard Business School and a leading behavioral economics researcher. Let's see if he can teach me how to behave. Michael, great to have you here.
Great to meet.
All right, or thank you for having us, rather.
Yeah.
With my characteristically smooth exchange of pleasantries out of the way, it was time to turn the screws on Professor Norton and get my answer.
How much money do I need to be happy?
How much do you have?
Not enough.
It's a tricky question, actually. So it's hard to know the exact dollar amount. But what we do know is when we ask people how much they think they need, they typically say 2 to 3 times as much as I have right now. But the weird thing is we can ask people who have $50,000 and they say, if I only had 2 to 3 times more, I'd be perfectly happy. We can also ask people who have $3 million and they also say, yeah, if I only had 2 to 3 times as much, I'd be happy.
Michael was saying a lot of numbers, that's for sure, but I still wasn't hearing a solid answer. I decided to give him one more try before I used my power to dismiss him with voiceover and move on to another interview with a smarter guy.
So lots of people have looked into the correlation, just straight up, how does money correlate with happiness? And one of the things that we did was we tried to do experiments. So we tried to give people money and have them go do stuff and then see which thing makes people happy and which thing doesn't make people happy. So we were trying to get at not so much how much you make in a year and how happy you are, but what you do with it. The first thing people think to do with money is spend it on themselves. And the problem is if you look at the data, it's not that spending money on yourself makes you unhappy. It's really just there's not a strong relationship. If we say, have you ever felt happy when you give to charity or give to someone? People say, yeah. And then you say, have you done it lately? And they say, no.
What is a harder concept for business school students to grasp, happiness or giving people money?
I couldn't help but feel like me and Professor Norton simply weren't on the same page. I was explicitly asking him just how much money I needed to make to finally achieve happiness, and he wouldn't stop talking about giving money away. It made no sense. I needed to find someone with as impressive of credentials, but who would actually give me a hard number on which to set my sights.
There's a very famous paper that concluded that there was this plateau between money and happiness beyond around $75,000.
Now we're talking.
Viewers, we're getting down to crunch time for Christmas gifts. But if you've been procrastinating, never fear. Daddy Dan is here to save you. It's just what I do. May I present to you Aura frames. They don't all come with this photo. Aura frames are nifty digital frames that look classy as hell and help you keep in touch with your loved ones from afar. An Aura frame would be a fantastic gift at any time of the year, but quite frankly, I genuinely do not think you're gonna find something better on this short of notice. So listen up. Here's how they work, and don't worry, it's super simple. You just buy this frame here for the loved one in question, then you download the Aura app, which allows you to upload beautiful photos and videos, which are then displayed in the frame itself. For demonstration purposes, I have used my very own Aura app to upload various photos to this gorgeous Carver matte frame of my face photoshopped onto the body of various incredibly jacked people. I will be giving this frame to my brother, so he has constant reminders that I am strong and mighty, whereas he is small and weak. Oh, and also every Aura frame comes with a premium gift box with no price tag included. Very important for last minute giving. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code GOODWORK at checkout. That's auraframes.com with the promo code GOODWORK. This deal is exclusive to viewers and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays and support the channel by mentioning us at checkout. I know you always do. Terms and conditions apply. And to my brother, I am stronger than you.
Matt Killingsworth is a senior fellow at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business, where he runs one of the world's largest studies on human happiness. Wharton is an institution of great history, and more importantly, a place where many people learn how to accumulate wealth until happiness oozes out of their pores and the pores of their progeny.
I ran this really big study that had a fantastic measure of kind of the levels of happiness that people experience, and I saw no evidence for a plateau at all. It just keeps going up, modestly but very steadily.
These squirrely academics wouldn't stop overcomplicating the issue, but I could play their game too.
You found that money and happiness have a logarithmic relationship. Is that different than a polyamorous relationship?
Maybe you could combine them.
I've tried. So
maybe you just need to earn more money, and then you can see what you can put together.
But when you describe a logarithmic relationship, what is that? Is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a big word for me.
So if you plot this out, you could imagine happiness, and then you have money. A logarithmic basically means we're going up in proportional increments. So you could imagine each of these hash lines being a doubling of income. What we used to think was happening is that happiness rises up to around this level, happiness rises, and then doesn't really improve. And essentially what I've found is that this part is basically right, but instead it just keeps going up in a straight line.
So people here in general are a lot happier than people here.
They're happier on average. So, you know, I'm squishing all of this down.
Despite the squishing, I was making progress. I now had incontrovertible proof that the more money you had, the happier you got. And the goal was to get as far up this polyamorous red line as possible. But what would it actually feel like to be up there in the top right corner of this whiteboard? I asked Matt if his research had turned up an answer.
There are a lot of things we can run experiments with, but money is actually quite a bit trickier because it's so darn expensive to run an experiment where you give people enough money to matter for happiness. But there's a natural experiment. They're called lotteries, and there have been some really great studies that have found that the people who play and win are not only happier than the people who play and don't win, but they followed up 5 or 10 years later and found they continue to be fairly substantially happier.
So we got to meet a lottery winner, or we have to win the lottery.
That would be interesting.
Okay. If one thing was clear at this point in the investigation, it was that lottery winners are happy as shit. So I had to speak to one myself. Timothy Schultz won the lottery in 1999, winning over $20 million in almost a day. So I'm here to speak to him right in our studio. My first question for you right out of the gate, Timothy, are you happy?
Most days, I try to be happy. I think so.
There it was, the look of someone who had enough money to be happy. And here was my chance to find out how he did it, so that one day I might look in the mirror and see my own face wearing that grin.
So you interview a lot of lottery winners. Would you say the majority of the people that you interview are also happy?
Most people that I've met and interviewed overwhelmingly have been happier, but it's not a black or white situation. I mean, the truth is that if you win the lottery, if you win a major prize, then who you are on the inside is really what matters, because who you are on the inside can be magnified. And if you're this terribly unhappy person on the inside, you might still be unhappy after the exhilaration of winning wears off.
Oh no, I'd come all this way only for Timothy, the podcast host / lottery winner, to tell me that the very nature of my investigation might be flawed. If the true solution to happiness lay inside the soul rather than the wallet, I stood no chance. My soul is as black as my outside is white.
Timothy, for the purposes of this interview, I'm gonna need you to tell me that winning the lottery is necessary. I'm gonna need to be incredibly wealthy to be happy. Because if I'm not incredibly wealthy, what's even the point? You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to basically, yeah, I mean, you can do I mean, the truth is you can do anything, whether you are incredibly wealthy or not. Dreams can come true, but it helps. It's a huge leg up if you have lots of money, or win a lottery, because you have more opportunities, your quality of life can be better.
Good enough for me. I now had my marching orders. Over the course of my journey, my head learned lots of information, much of it unsatisfactory for men who enjoy talking a lot with their hands. In order to be happy, I've been told I needed 2 to 3 times as much money as I had. I've been told that true happiness lay in giving money away. I've been told I needed $75,000. Then I'd been told I needed more than $75,000, ideally as much more as possible. Finally, here was something I could act on. I'd conclusively learned that in this messy business of happiness, winning the lottery was an undeniable leg up. And I'd also learned how to do it.
There's many people that have won mass amounts of money after intentionally trying to manifest jackpots. They put the energy out there. They believed that it was going to happen. They visualized it. They felt it. And then it happened in real life. And whether you think that's a coincidence or not, I respect you, but it's interesting.
I need to start manifesting, is what you're saying.
And with that, I knew that finding the right amount of money to make me happy wouldn't be difficult in the slightest. All I had to do was manifest winning the lottery. Can I get one jackpot fortune, one of the number 21s? Thank you. And do you have cigarettes? That's $30? Golly! A $5 game would be great. One. So in order to find happiness, I encourage everyone to go out and do the sensible thing. Buy a scratch ticket from the first newsstand you find on the street. Hi. I'm so sorry. Can I get another one of these? Then buy another. No, I didn't win. I don't think I won. And another. Hi. I'm sorry. Can I get 2 more of those? Thank you. And another. I think I won. I think I won.
How much?
$5.
You want one more ticket or you want cash?
Another ticket would be great. Thank you.
How do you go about measuring happiness? And would you say that mine is normal size?
As far as I can tell from this far away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does a raise make you happier?
It probably would, at least by a little bit.
Right, okay. You can say no.
Yeah.
You can say no.
Oh, would it make me happier?
Just for because I have employees, so you can just say like it does.
I see. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Thank you, Matt.